Welcome back to BVarsity Live. We are in the final segment, I believe, here with Zach and Trevor. And we're going to get rolling here. What you guys got?
Who are you?
I'm Alex.
Lies.
Wait a minute.
Ben Hibbert.
Back
again.
Don't even do that, man. All right, this is Ben Hibbert. He's going to co-host the last segment with us. It's been a busy week, actually. Busy a couple of weeks now, not just with track and field, which we've discussed a lot today, but a lot of signings. Ronnie Lewis is walking behind me, just doing whatever the hell he wants to do, and all this stuff. And
we got Dennis and everybody and Ty and all them peeking over. You guys want to peek one more time?
baseball, softball, golf. Tennis, what I miss, swimming. You went and did a swimming story yesterday that's going to come out Sunday about how come none of the schools around here have any pools.
Yeah, and the amount of
Sore
work.
subject.
Well, yeah, well, there's a.
At least they have dirt tracks they could theoretically practice on.
Well,
the swimming team has no option at all on campus. What? This is ridiculous. Okay.
Lewis.
There he is.
Messing with the apple cart, turning it over. Way to go, boss.
So, Trevor, give me three big things from the last week in prep sports.
Three big things. I think that, Ben, no offense, it's kind of Stockdale's dominance of spring sports this year. When you think about the baseball teams, got a 3.5, 4-game advantage on everybody else in the SWIL. The softball team is still undefeated. The golf team, boys golf team, likely is a favorite for the D1 section championship. Boys tennis is undefeated again in tennis. Track and field team has good 4x1 team. Nick Zandes took 3rd overall in the decathlon at Arcadia, so I think that's pretty neat. Why do you have two mics? Why are you raising your hand like a child?
Well, I think one of the interesting underlying stories that we've reported is the fact that we're running these track meets for the SWIL on dirt.
Yeah. How Ben, for you, how weird is that for you to know that you guys?
I didn't know that.
You got to. Yeah, we Centennials hosted one, and then Frontier hosted another one.
They've hosted two, right? Centennials hosted two.
Yeah.
And the meet went for so long that it might have gone till midnight. I'm not sure.
It was pretty late. I know you guys were. I know there was at one point where BHS had to leave early because the bus came. Yep. So I don't even think they were able to run a full 4x4 team because of that.
Let me editorialize for a quick second here. As a parent and as a track and field person, there is a certain elegance to running on a dirt track that can't be denied. But when you look at the quality of the dirt facilities that are here, they are not maintained. They are not DG. They're not they're not manicured to run a track meet. If I was a parent and I had my child invested in track and field, I would be a little bit upset that my child was having to perform on a sort of substandard running surface.
Well, the thing is that the way that I'm looking at this right now, when you're looking at facilities,
there is no thing. Trevor.
There is a very unique way that Kern High started to build these schools kind of quickly and get them out there and give equality because it is the largest high school district in the state.
Yeah, you say unique, which, by the way, things cannot be very unique. They're either unique or they're not.
Regardless of that.
Besides the grammar, it's not unique. It's a bad thing, right?
No, it is. Yeah. When you look at
and
schools have one.
The pools fall into the same argument.
Pools fall into the same argument. The fact that there is only one gym on campuses, the fact that we're not talking that there is one all-area track, that the football fields look like dirty, muddy messes come November is another issue in my mind. And we're looking at the shadow of the shining beacon of high school athletic facilities up the road an hour and a half in Clovis.
And that's exactly what one of the problems is.
And then the facilities here, hate to say it, are second rate when it comes to that.
Yeah.
For whatever reason.
And so obviously you're going to get compared to Clovis Unified because that's the other sort of dominant athletic district in this section. Now, Clovis Unified has money. We know that. I don't think that's the biggest factor here. It's not just that the fact that they have money. They spend the money wisely.
Right.
Not every school up there has a football stadium.
Nope.
Not every school up there has an all-weather track. They don't need those
They do
things.
now.
Do they?
They all do now.
Okay. Clovis North didn't, but
Clovis North now has one of the most phenomenal all-weather tracks in the state of California.
I'm staying corrected then. But
they just don't have the stadium to
yeah,
facilitate
they don't
big
go
meets.
they don't go nuts with the stuff right away, and they build on and they build smart. And it seems like in the Kern High School district, and there's really nothing you can do about it now, but for decades now, that has been sort of the building has been rushed. Have to do everything equally, give everybody the cookie cutter stadium and the cookie cutter school, and you
And the
sort of,
cheap looking school.
yeah, and you pay the consequences for it,
Yeah.
don't you, Ben?
You really do. I feel like, I mean,
Alex,
we're talking
Ben.
about pool. It's all the same, really. We're talking about pools here. There's a rumor at Frontier that we have one on the roof, of the gym, but that's about as good as it gets, I think.
Nice.
No, that's just
Nice.
water building up after a rainstorm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it just seems odd that, we've had this tradition here in the 4 years that I've been here of running these meets aimed at performance, on an all-weather facility that is, a sort of, even though it's Liberties, it's a neutral site basically for everybody. And then it seems awfully strange to running on when I've been out there for track practices at Centennial, what has been sort of a substandard dirt facility.
Does anybody know the reasoning? Are they redoing Liberty's track or something? What's going on with?
I don't know.
No,
Trevor. I've been waiting.
I've
Trevor to write
heard
the story.
rumors that there were
Well,
some of the other programs didn't want to run it at Liberty, and Liberty didn't want to have to staff every single one, and said, "Well, we need your help." I said, "No, we want to do it at our house." Our house. And I was like, "Okay, there you go."
track
and that's
meet,
what happens.
a track meet is a big job, and you
Yeah.
got, you got 16 events you've got to manage. You've got starters, but when you get out to the field events, you got to have somebody who can run the shot and the long jump and everything. And that's not.
Well, not just that. You also have somebody to clear the pit after everybody jumps.
You
and
got to
the
have
horizontals.
all those people in there, and then you have to put the timing into it. This place, which is a very difficult part of the job for a lot of people. To me, even in the 21st century, it's amazing how timing still befuddles a lot of folks.
Yep.
But that being said, I mean, it's unfortunate that we're in this sort of position here,
Right.
because it might harm our kids later on down the road.
Well, I still say it's silly that there's only one all-weather track to
It
choose
is,
from.
it absolutely is.
It's silly.
You go down to Southern California. You go to like where I came from in the Inland Empire.
You got parks with all area tracks.
There's no
Oh, they have
there's
everything
no
down there.
there's literally no dirt tracks left in Riverside County or
Ben,
in San Bernardino County.
Does running on a dirt track affect you as a runner?
It's a very different style of running.
I
that's
don't
for
know.
sure.
I can't. I mean, at the league meets, did I run my best hurdle races? No, I didn't run great times. But then I messed around and PR'd in the 100, which you would think would affect it most.
Right.
So
He messed around and got a triple-double.
But how often you don't run the 100 a lot though, do you?
I don't run it often. No, I mean,
Right.
when coach says, "What do you want to run for fun today?" You're not in the 4x4. I say, "Put me in the 100."
Putting in 100, right?
I'll see what I can do.
So you might have,
Yeah.
and it would be interesting to see if you ran that same performance, what you would do on an
all-weather track.
all-weather facility.
And
Not
I'm
that
sorry,
Liberty
but
is blazing fast, but
in California, the fact that there's it's a big subject and it's a bugaboo, and so we're addressing the pools with a story
Yep.
this weekend and possibly the
Yeah.
tracks in the future. But it is. Listen, I think it's a problem, and part of it is it's a big bloated high school district, and Stan Green does a good job, and they run it as well as they can. But in some ways, they're just spread too thin. So what are you doing?
That's hands are tied sometimes.
Oh, yes. Okay.
One big note before we go, Casey Quinn has officially been announced as a new head coach at Clovis North. Takes over for a long time. Central section.
Talking football here.
Yeah, talking football here. As a new football coach up at Clovis North. Takes over Tim Simons, who has the most wins of any coach in Central section history.
So two really, really good years at Chavez for
yeah,
Casey
he went
Quinn,
20
and
and
now
4
he's
in his
back
2
in the
years at
track.
Chavez. He coached Central for 4 years, did 1 year at Roosevelt, came down to Chavez, did a lot of good things for the Titans. The job came up. We reported it on Saturday. It is official today.
All right, Ben Hibbert, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for helping us out.
Thanks for
Let
having
me see your
guys.
driver's license. Make sure you're not Alex.
Louis Amestoy, that wouldn't matter anyway. He could just take his wallet. Louis Amestoy, our producer's John Farrand, and that's Trevor Horn over in the corner where he belongs.
Yep.
I'm Zach Ewing. This has been BVarsity Live. We'll see you next week, everybody.
Looking deep down the left side, Mendeville into the end zone, touchdown!